I mostly make sure you haven't had your edible or your nightly intake before you watch our videos, because it can really mess y'all up if you're not in the right mindset. But for tonight's video, I need you to take an extra dose, okay, before you watch this, because this is something major. Now, all jokes aside, this is very serious. If you guys haven't heard, there's been tons of preachers and pastors and like religious figures that are like in charge of these big churches, and these, they have a giant social media following. They've been asked to go to a meeting with government officials to prepare their congregations subtly over time for the announcement that UFOs and aliens are real. Okay, now some of these pastors, how we know this is some of these pastors have been going to the internet and talking about this meeting and what it was about, and how scared they are because the government is wanting to want to control this narrative of what we're going to think when this comes out. And my biggest question is like, does this have to do with all these missing scientists that have happened in the United States and China? If you guys have missed out on that, tons of missing scientists that work on the deep space program from the U.S. and China have been deceased or have gone missing, and it's raising a lot of concerns. This is also coming right after Donald Trump announced that they were about to release a lot of information about UFOs and aliens. And this also comes right after scientists announced that we've been getting a signal from deep space, a radio signal. We've been getting a radio signal every 36 minutes on the dot for years. And is this thing getting closer? One of the missing scientists before they went missing, her name was Monica Reza. She talked about how by 2027, we would no longer be able to deny, no matter how much we wanted to, the existence of UFOs and aliens. So what is coming in 2027 that we won't be able to deny? Are they on the way here? Is there going to be a full broadcast that takes over all of our radio stations, all of our news stations, all of our different, forms of communication? Will they just hijack that and just tell us? Who knows? But I don't want to fall for the whole Project Bluebeam thing, if that's what it's going towards. And that's what I think the whole, why would you want to get the congregation, on the same page as they announce this? That to me, that sounds like Project Bluebeam. But at the same time, I guess the pastors were saying the reason why the government wanted to get involved there is religious, like highly religious people are going to be the ones to freak out the most. And I've always wondered, like, if aliens are real and UFOs are real, why don't they just tell us? Like, what would be the harm in it? And I know there's countless answers to what the harm in it would be. That's a whole nother time, a whole nother discussion. But like, just tell us, like, why not? So we're going to see. There's something UFO related and alien related is about to come out big time. There's a whole big thing about in Miami. There's a massive UFO sighting in Miami recently, and that came right after the whole Gerald the Dolphin thing, which a lot of people were saying was screen memories and it was never a dolphin in the first place. I'm getting chills talking about this. Like, there is in the past week, 2 weeks, there's been so much major UFO talk coming from the government. Okay, that is something in the woods. There's been so much major UFO talk, and I just want it to finally be done or never hear about it again. Either show me the aliens or don't talk to me anymore. I'm interested in what you guys have to, think about this. We're going to probably do a deep dive on this next week on our podcast. It's called Matt from Nomads. It's MATT from Nomads. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcast, where we do these really long, hour-long talks about these subjects. So let me know. Put it in the comments. What do you guys think?